Hey guys, welcome. My name is Janae. I'm gonna give it some time before and to let people join in. If you are jumping in right now, I want you to go ahead and start sharing the live so that we can go ahead and get started for the night. And we're not gonna go hold it long, so I want everybody to just join, share. If you are online right now, go ahead and share. I'm looking forward to the conversation I'm gonna have tonight, and I think you should too. So go ahead and begin to share. And I'm going to give it like 1 minute and then we're definitely going to get started. So, looking forward to seeing you guys online. And when you're coming in, make sure you're saying hello. Make sure you are speaking and let me know that you are here. It will be greatly appreciated. If you're here, let me know. I will be at the 3 o'clock mark. We are going to get started. Welcome to anyone who's joining. Welcome at the 3 o'clock mark. We're going to get going. So I look forward to you joining in for the conversation on tonight. And almost there. I'm sharing. So if you see me looking the way, I'm sharing, and more sharing. So do the same. Make sure that you guys are doing the same. Alrighty. Hi, guys. My name is Janae. I am the founder of the Move Collective. If you do not know who we are an organizational alignment company that helps organizations and individuals, one, find purpose, but also find structure. We are coming in, we actually help you diagnose the misalignment between your people and your organization. And tonight, I have the proud privilege of having a beautiful conversation with a lady who is absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait to get into this conversation with her on tonight. She is a coach, she is a mother, she does all the things and then some. She is a Delta, and I just absolutely love her. But I'm gonna let her tell about herself tonight. So I welcome none other than Miss L.R. Wilson herself. Welcome in.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here tonight. This y'all don't know this is my girl. This is my girl, and she's doing big things, and I'm loving all of it. You're in for a treat. Everybody's in for a treat. But I am L.R. Wilson. I am an empowerment lifestyle coach. I'm a transformational speaker, a mother, a nana, a friend, Delta. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and also a believer in that everybody has a special gift. And my tagline is you already have what you need to succeed. And that goes without saying. So let's wrap it up. Let's get into it.
I love it. You already have all that you need to succeed, which kind of goes into what we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about releasing things that you're holding on to, aligning with what you need to be aligned to so that you can actually move into the things that you consider to be purposeful. So, we're going to talk about those three heads, and what better way to do that with such a tagline such as that. And so, I'm so honored that you took the time to want to join in with me tonight to have this conversation. And so for those who joined, thank you for joining. For those who will catch the replay, we will be on Facebook and it's live on YouTube. So you can definitely go back and rewatch any nuggets that are dropped today that you want to go back and pick up on. Please do so. And then if you are here, let me know that you're here in the comments box, just saying hello. So hello to everyone who has joined so far. And thank you so much for joining. Be sure to share. But we're not going to prolong the time. So I just want to get into this conversation with you because we know that many people hold on to things. You just said it. We have everything that we need to move forward in life. But when you think about it, we actually still stay stuck in places that we probably shouldn't be stuck in. So when you think about people that you are dealing with and you hold dear, tell me, how do you get those people that you're coaching to start to let those things go so that they can actually move into the things that they're called to move into?
Absolutely. This is a great question. So when I'm coaching those and even myself, like when we're holding on to things and they for me personally, it's more about I'm so complacent. So
Mm,
you hold on to those things. You hold on to things that you're comfortable with,
of course.
And if you're comfortable, you're like, why should I move? Like, I mean, everything's sweet over here. When in reality, everything's not sweet. And so we have on our blinders in order to get through, because we don't want to make a move, you know. And so when I'm coaching people, I ask them straight out. I'm one of those coaches that I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
Okay. Okay.
I take donations if you just want to donate to the cause. But if you really want to change your life and do things, like, I'm gonna give it to you in the real and in the raw. So I ask them for three things. I ask them to be authentic. I ask my
Mm,
coachees to be truthful, because you can lie to me all day long, but you can never lie to yourself. You
wow.
know. So, and then third, I ask them to make a move. Like, me telling you to move today might not be the day that you need to make the move. So
Yeah.
it's all about what the coachee wants to do. But I absolutely need you to be authentic. I absolutely need you to be truthful and honest, because if you're not honest with yourself, you definitely can't be honest with somebody else. And then
Okay.
I can't help you move to the next thing that you have to do in order to break free, because you're not being honest about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to.
But you talk about that. That's a good starting point. Authenticity. Like, how often do you see, or how often have you had to, you're with your coachee and they tell you, well, I am telling you the truth. This is my truth. And then once you guys get to working in that situation, you realize, well, what you said doesn't quite equate to what's happened or what we see. How often do you run into something like that?
Okay, first of all, my pet peeve is my truth. Yes, it's your
Mm,
truth, but is it the truth? You know,
yep.
so yes. So my thing is, and you'll find this out too as you go along with that person, if you're when you're coaching them, because just like you said, you say, okay, so you're doing this, but you said you wanted to do this, you wanted to do X, Y, Z. You're not moving in the direction that you said you want to move in. So
Mm,
since we're not going to move in that direction, give me the direction that you want to move in. Like, what is keeping you from moving forward? And a lot of times, what's keeping people from moving forward is because they're afraid of success. And I'm not
mm,
even talking about success in like their job, or I'm talking about personal success, like
yeah.
personal, your feelings, your emotions, all the things that are not in alignment with where you are supposed to be.
And
And we,
someone just put that in the chat that they don't align.
oh, I
That
can't see the chat.
word,
Okay, y'all, we right on then. We
that
right on.
word, that alignment is so heavy. So I love that. So yes.
Yes. So, and then when I bring it up to them, it's like oh, well, yeah, I did say I was gonna do that. And I'm always telling them all the time, this your life. You can do, I'm gonna coach you whatever direction you want me to coach you in. But
Yes,
at the end of the day, you have to be able to say, this is what I chose.
exactly.
All of it is about choice. Life is about choice, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is, whatever you choose to do, it's going to resonate with whatever you're doing in the future. So, whatever I choose to do right now, my future goals, my coachees' future goals, all of that is about what is happening right now in real time. So, if you don't want to be authentic, cool. Cool. That's what we're gonna build off your inauthenticity, and then it won't be real.
Those are nuggets just right there. And guys, I'll make sure that you are sharing, sharing, and sharing. Want people in this conversation. And thank you for those who are chiming in. Please continue to chime in. We will love that. So just along in this 10 minutes of going, we've talked about how to be authentic in who you are, authentic to your truth for one. And then let it come into alignment to what you're really looking for. What we're seeing, or what you're seeing with your coaches when they're coming to you saying, I've been holding on to something for the last 20 years and I can't move forward because that 20 years has me stuck. What do you say to a person like that? Because I honestly was just, we were just, matter of fact, we were just talking, right? And I told you I just got through watching the Bruce Booth special on Netflix. So if y'all have not seen it, it's kind of funny to me now. Again, my opinion. So I was watching the special, but this one part that he said in that special resonated with me. He said, I was working at Frito, and everyone around me told me that was the best job to have. And anytime I decided to try to make a move, because again, we're talking about releasing things so that we can move forward. He said, everyone would always tell me, well, you got this good job. Why would you want to leave a good job? And so he said to himself that if his mother told him, it was his mom who said to him when he told her, Mom, I think I want to leave Frito Lay. She said, okay, but you can always get another job.
Mm.
You're smart, you're educated, but we sometimes can't deal with our own truth. But is our truth based off our own thoughts or of something that someone said about us? So how do you mitigate when people have given you what your truth is and you kind of just ran with that truth?
I think that's twofold. One, so it can be both. Two things can be true at the same time. Okay, because you can also go off of what somebody has told you and instilled in you, because in our upbringings, like for instance, how we all come from different backgrounds, so my belief might be different from your belief, and at the end of the day, I was raised this way, you were raised this way, but we also still have our own thought process. Like we have our own thought process that you have to be able to be strong enough in that thought process and put all the noise behind you in order to move forward. And it takes a strong person. I'm not going to even lie. It's not easy to do, especially if you had a really strict upbringing or an upbringing where you were in survival mode. So all you think about is I got to survive. Like, and so that also in turn takes away your own thought process. Like, so you're going to revert back to survival mode because that's what you know, that's what you're comfortable with. So you have to be you have to be strong-minded and strong-willed in order to push yourself past that to reach the goals that you need to reach.
And that's true, because I think when he made that decision when Bruce said he made the decision to leave Frito, he went and told his boss he wanted a 30-day leave of absence. And he took the absence. He said, well, his boss asked him, would I see you again? He was like, the next time you see me will be on TV. And he has not went back since. So again, if we listen to the outside voices of what truth is, oh, this is your good job, don't leave your good job, we will always find ourselves stuck in a place of unalignment, which is kind of what I want to talk about next. When you're dealing with your coachees, how do you help people find their alignment? What steps, what tools, what thought process that you share or give to them? What does that plan of action look like to realign them back to who they are and what their purpose is?
Absolutely. So one thing that I use is an empowerment blueprint. So it's an empowerment blueprint. And on this blueprint, you can tell me 10,000 things that you want to do. Like all these goals that you want to do. You want to lose weight. You want to lose 30 pounds in 7 days. You want to, buy a house. You want to buy a house in 30 days as well, and you have nothing. Okay. You want like all the things. You can put any and everything you want on this blueprint. Okay. And when you're done, I'm going to ask you, pick out the top 5.
Okay.
You can give me 20, all the things. Pick out the top 5. Show me what matters to you most out of these things. And you would be surprised at how many people cannot pick the top 5 things that make or break them in their life. Like, it's like an eye-opening thing. And I'm like, this is easy. Like, to me, it's like, I already know I'm not about to lose 30 pounds in 7 days. It's my reality and your reality not the same. So you take it with a grain of salt and you're like, okay, now that you picked the top 5, what I need you to do is pick the top 3. Because the top 3 are what we're going to work on. And then we're going to go with realistic timelines. We know you ain't losing 30 pounds in 7 days.
If they can do that with their own fingers,
it ain't happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening. As long as you're alive, I mean, so that's definitely not happening. So when I make them pick those 3, their alignment begins to shift. Because now they've gone from all these, I'm not going to say ridiculous, but all of these thought processes that are not in alignment with where they truly want to go.
Yeah.
They truly want to do. So when you break it down to those very 3 minimum, and then you say, give me a realistic timeline. Because and if you say, Janae says, okay, well, instead of 7 days, I'm gonna lose 30 pounds. I'm gonna lose 30 pounds in 45 days. So at that halfway mark, I need to know how much you've lost. Because before we get to that halfway mark, I'm going to give you a list of things and you're going to be able to choose, because this is not me. This is your life. You're going to be able to choose what's in alignment with you. You don't meal prep. So all of a sudden now you the meal prep queen. No, be realistic. You don't meal prep. So don't say you're going to meal prep. And these are really easy, tangible things right here that I'm talking about. And they may seem like, oh, duh, but it's not. And people take these little bitty things, and that's how you build them into alignment. Once you get alignment, once you have once you become accountable for the decisions that you're making, then
Mhm.
you move into alignment.
And
Like,
someone just put that in the chat, not to cut you off, but
oh,
that's all I heard when you were talking. My accountability to being one real with myself,
exactly.
because I now have to be honest about where I am. I've
Mhm.
created these fictitious goals in my mind because it looks good. I've seen people on TV and they look
Yeah,
like that's where I want to be, but I'm not being honest with who I am.
right,
Like you
right.
said, I can't if I'm not meal prepping or even cooking. How can I say I'm going to be down anything if I'm not putting
Yes,
in work? So the
yes,
accountability to me first to one be honest in these decisions. But then you just said something too. You said I wrote down 20 things because we
mhm.
all want things. We all want
All the
to
things.
accomplish everything. We feel like we're superhuman and we can do whatever it is. But when
Yeah,
it came down to me having to drill it down to five, now what do I value most? Where's my value system?
absolutely,
And then
absolutely.
I can't even get to three because that losing weight looks good, but I do want to try to buy a house.
Right.
What's more effective? What's
Mhm.
more? Where is my alignment? Is my alignment to being the best looking thing, or making sure I got a roof over my head?
Come on.
And so now I got to be honest about where am I?
Yeah,
And
and
hold
that's
me
also, I'm
accountable.
sorry not to cut you off. Also, being honest with yourself. We talked about authenticity in the beginning.
Right.
Once you get to that being honest with yourself, you see some ugly stuff, baby. You're gonna see some ugly stuff. And it's okay. It's okay because you know what's ugly. And when you come out, you're beautiful like the diamond that you are. But you gotta go through it. And so you got to be authentic. You have to, in order to be out, in order to get to alignment, you have to be authentic and you have to have those hard conversations with yourself.
Mm.
You know, as your coach, you may not tell me everything, and then there are some people that tell me too much. You
Yeah.
know, and it's okay because I'm your therapist too now. You know, unofficial. I am not licensed. However, I will listen.
No, I'll give the list here too.
Right. So just understanding that those things are essential to the growth, like your growth process and your goal attainment. People think goals have to be big and grandiose. They do not. You can have a goal of just getting up every morning and saying a prayer
Yeah.
instead of sleeping in for 10, instead of hitting that snooze for 10 minutes. Hit it for 5 minutes because the other 5 minutes you're gonna spend with yourself in oneness. You know what I mean?
And
It's
that. And I think this year, right? Because if I have to be honest with myself, when we're talking off key, I've been getting a lot of things accomplished this year. And I think it was like we talked about it in even the comments, the accountability and being honest about like, girl, you're a procrastinator. If you don't get to moving, if you don't show up for yourself as much as you show up for people, but it's so easy to show up for others because we don't have to do much work. I'm just
right.
basically coming in and doing whatever you need me to do. But to have to be accountable to myself, show up for myself, then that's when I find my true alignment. And I think, like you said, those hard conversations with me, I had to start dealing with me on a lot of things so that I could find my alignment. What am I aligned to? One, what is my purpose? And we
Yes.
talk about that so lightly now because, there's vision parties times 20. There's, come and talk to me days. But have you ever really sat with the ugliness of yourself and
Yes.
really dealt with the ugliness of yourself, the traumas that you carry? Because releasing all of that,
Come on.
it first starts with the inner work of who we are.
Yes.
I can't come to you realistically. I could come to you today and spend all the money I can as a coach for you to be my coach. But if I'm not really ready to go home and do the dirty work,
Mhm.
then what am I paying for? I'm just like you said, it's therapy at this point.
And that's true. And I tell people all the time, baby, you could have just gave me a donation. I would have took it because I'm going to make you work. Like it's okay. And people think, I'm happy go lucky. I'm all the things. I support. I will cry with you. I will ride with you. Like all the things. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to answer for yourself. You know, and that's really hard for some people because one, they don't want to face the truth. Two, they've always been told somebody by somebody else what to do. And three, there's so much going on in their lives that like all the baggage that comes with life that they can't even focus on themselves. And
Mm.
that ain't even including that's just the person themselves. That ain't even including all the family drama and trauma and relationships and all that stuff. That's just your own stuff. That ain't even all the
Whole new segment to have to talk about all
right.
of that. And it's funny because one of my shout out to one of my coaches. She's forever good. Her name is Shay. Shay, hey girl, I see you. She said we walk around carrying trauma, grief, and fear. She's a grief coach, by the way. So small plug for her. Who need a grief coach, please definitely see her. But that is so true. And not even grieving things, people that are gone. We grieve people who are still alive. Relationships, we grieve them. And I think it was said best before. We carry stuff from 20 years ago that we don't want to unpack. And at this big old age of 40, 50, 60, whatever, why are we still carrying that stuff? So now I'm out of alignment. I can't find myself. I'm on a job that I've been on for 30 years because it's comfortable. I'm sitting, I don't even want to talk to a coach because then at this point you're judging me.
Right.
And we looking for that soft spot. Like you said, I may seem happy-go-lucky, but when I want to get down to the grit of who you are as a person, and if you're coming to me, don't waste my time. I agree. Give me a donation if you just want to waste time.
Right. Yeah.
Because you honestly saying that, look, I understand that this is my problem. Or maybe I don't understand. Maybe I just feel stuck. I've been stuck in this place for however long stuck it's been. And I just need someone to help me make a move.
Absolutely.
Help me. Maybe there's some directions I don't get. There's traumas I can't see because we get so used to sitting in trauma, believing it to be normal for so long.
Right. It is our norm. Yeah. It's our norm. So yeah.
You know, you don't know the difference. And so I think as a coach, I like that you say, look, we're going to have to really sit down and do some good work, not just playing around. Like I hear you saying you want to do 25 things, but you can't even get over one.
Come on.
You can't even come down to 3.
Yes.
Let alone want to complete all 25. I love it. I love that. Love it. Which kind of puts me into the next kind of, matter of fact, I'm going to stop and say this. Self-awareness is powerful. When you can really look at yourself and deal with the ugliness of yourself, whoever's watching, whoever will watch the replay, do the work for you, not for people, not for anyone else that can come into the picture, not for the children, but for you. Because many people are dying and not fulfilling purpose. And we say that so lightly sometimes, but purpose is a real thing. You are literally sent here to operate and to be in some capacity beneficial to this community, to this world. Yes, we know this world is chaotic, but there's a reason for your being here. You're not just here to give the space of the air. And there's a reason to be here. And identifying what keeps you out of alignment with just you. When you got a bad attitude with people, you don't want to go to work on some days. You hate picking up, you hate talking to people. You like to isolate. Those are issues within you that are conflicting. That makes you, that's all telling you that I'm out of alignment.
All telling you, yes, absolutely. So one thing you said, you talked about chaos in the world right now. I am so aligned with who I am and how I move and how I do things. I don't let nothing disturb my peace. When I tell you I didn't even know we was at war, I was like, oh, we are, baby. When I tell you I don't let nothing disturb my peace, I mean that. I mean, I let nothing, because for so many years, somebody else's peace was mine.
Yeah.
So I was somebody else's peace. I was making sure everybody else was peaceful, and my peace was disturbed.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm at a point in my life, I don't care. Like I am in a space of peace, and nothing or no one will tank that.
You will not. I think that's what we don't have. We've been a survivor. That is the word for me this season. I am moving from guys. I don't come onto this place again. The move is here now. Our bigger picture for the move is to help organizations understand the misalignment between people and their business, because I am a corporate anthropologist who comes into corporations and help them find the balance of people. But at the same time, we also have our individual staff, where these coaches that you see I bring to this platform, as we're going to go over the next few months, are people that you can actively work with, because I believe that there's a huge call for purpose in this season. Yes. You need to be doing the thing that you're called to do, not just sitting on a job for 30 years wasting time. So, and if you're supposed to be on that job, then where are you going on that job? Are you growing? Is it being beneficial to you? All of those things. But surviving, we do things based off our survival mode. Mm-hmm. We move based off of survival mode. We answer to things based off of survivor mode. And many people say, well, I'm fine, nothing's wrong with me, nothing, I got my life together, I got a little change in the bank, things seem to be going good. But when hell does break loose, you don't even know how to respond.
Exactly.
And so you're out of alignment when you think about it in a nutshell, because like you said, the fact that nothing shakes your peace, the fact that your outside world does not affect your inner drive to keep going. These are the things that we have to start dealing with, guys, as a total body. Like Natalie said, we have to heal out loud together and on purpose.
Yes.
But stop being afraid to be judged, because you can judge, baby.
Sure.
There's nothing that I did and didn't do that you have not done also, or worse.
Or that you wouldn't do. Oh, that's a different segment.
No, we have to really stop playing like we just have life all figured out. We do.
Right.
Somebody is one cry away from losing their wits. Like, come
Right.
on.
Right.
You wondering why I get up to being unsatisfied sometimes. You go in and out of depression. That's why depression is such on a rise, and mental instabilities are such on a rise. But those are different conversations for different days, and we're probably going to talk about that.
Yes. But it does go on. It does align with release.
Because you got to let all of that go.
You got to let it go. You got to let it go. And sometimes that might mean people. And things. People. And like we talked about grief, and there's a grief coach on. I can't see anybody, but I heard there's a grief coach on. But that, like, you grieve that. Like when I got divorced, even before I got divorced, no, it was like separation, but the actual divorce itself, it was like a funeral, like for real. Like I was attending a funeral, because I had spent all my teenage years, all my 20s, 30s, with this person. And so it was really a thing. It was like grieving a funeral, and then I'm like, oh, dang. Like, but then at the same time, it was release, because now I don't have to. When they say you have to, I don't have to. Mm-hmm. I don't have to carry you anymore. I don't have to worry about your feelings and put my feelings on the back burner so I can protect yours. I don't have to, be the person that always shows up. Ooh. So that release. I mean, my divorce was a blessing in disguise. I ain't gonna even lie about it. I mean, it is what it is. It was a blessing in disguise, because it taught me, not only was I so much more, but I had so much more to offer, and they had been bottled up. And so me being able to release all of that stuff and just do me, baby, alignment. I need to be beside the definition of alignment.
I know that's right.
Because that gave it to me. That gave it to me. So release, align, and move. Oh, this the topic right here, baby. This is it.
And it's right, because and Shay said, it's crazy that we carry stuff for this long. I'm just reading what she said. We need forums like this, and that's what my goal with the Move is. We on the individual scale, because we're human first. Everything at the Move. If you don't know what the Move Collective, go check us out. Everything we do first at the Move is human centered first. So it's about what we need to do before we can do anything else. And so, yes, I want to have more reflective experiences like this where we can come together and talk and build true individuals walking into the calling of what they're supposed to. Again, if you telling me that I've been sitting on my job for 20 years and I'm still in the same position in which I started, we need to talk.
And not only that, you're in the same position that you started 20 years ago because that's all you want to know. Right there, to me, that's a blockage, because you missing out on so much more. Like you, some people want to sit at the desk for 20 years and never move.
And I love that for you.
I love that for you. I love that for you.
But the culture of organizations are shifting. We have AI coming into play. We have a younger generation who, one, doesn't feel like I'm going to stay in mistreatment. So if you, and even for you as people, and my leaders and those who walk in leadership of authority, and organizations for business owners who may join or who will watch this replay, your people are the source of the heartbeat of what you're trying to accomplish. But at the same time, if they're not growing, personally, they don't grow, because you take no thought into whether they are personally. When people die in their family, you could probably care less, but you don't understand how those simple things affect them in their personal life, when not a terms affects them in their corporate life.
Yes.
But if you had mediations, or if you had these kind of conversations, or you bring somebody in like me, and we come in and help you understand your culture of who you're working with, but also understand your people, because everyone needs a different level of attention.
Yes.
And until we have these healthy conversations across the board, or until they can get partnered with the coach, well, I actually charge that companies should let coaches come in as a corporational thing so many times a week, just to talk to the people who want to be talked to, because I understand that there are some people out there that don't want the help, and that's cool, and I'm okay with not wanting it. If you're fine, life is gravy and good, by all means enjoy. But in authorship, and I agree, Natalie, leadership also has to grow, but sometimes we don't realize that we need to grow because we've never been put in front of a mirror.
Yes.
What we're doing is effective, and it shows. A part of my company's main focus is to go to the EEOC and pull all the discrimination cases, right? Or just any filings against the company whatsoever. Because that, to me, in turn shows me, one, where your people are, how they feel and not being heard, but at the same time shows how this corporation is responding to a people who are not being heard. But those for the people who are really saying, look, I want this, I want to grow with this, and I want more for this. And so these are the people that I'm talking to, that you've made the conscious decision. This segment, everything we do with the Move, are for people who are saying, I need a coach, or I know that maybe I'm not the best. Even if my company's not giving me help, I found a safe space to come in and do it. We're culture shifting, because this is the stuff that we need. These are the things that we need in order to really feel a part. There are so many things happening, so many cultures are coming. Just taking a look at Minnesota over the last few months, all the stuff that people had to endure just on a cultural background, how it mentally affected. This was prime time for corporations to start having those conversations. Like, look, we support you. We have your back. But at the same time, people have to also stop and check themselves and say, now, how am I contributing to this?
Yeah.
What is the part that I'm playing? Yeah, people do run from the mirror because they don't like the truth. We don't want to see who we truly are. You think if someone tells you today that you have an attitude, you're going to get an attitude with me for telling that you got one.
Telling you that you got an attitude. Exactly.
And another thing that I've noticed is that sometimes, like you said, this is my truth. This is who I am. That's another thing we say. This is just who I am. This is how I've been. Do you think who you were being is actually working for you?
Right.
Those are the things. So I'm loving this conversation. So I want to move to the last segment, because I do want to try to get it wrapped up within the next 6 or so minutes or whatever. But what is one small step that someone can take today to move toward their purpose? One small step.
One small step somebody could do today to move towards their purpose is to be very transparent. You have to be transparent. You have to see the ugly in the mirror. You have to do that. There's no way you can move in true purpose unless you're being transparent about things. And to do that, you got to get ugly. You got to get dirty. You got to get down and dirty with it. And I have a book, an self-discovery autobiography book, where you write everything about yourself in there, and it starts out all fuzzy and and then I hit you with the bow, because now it's time for you to do the work, your internal work, and pull it out. People have told me, and I was like, oh, I just knew this, and then I was like, I need to sleep on this, because they never thought about it. They never thought about their true purpose in life and the legacy that they want to leave and how they want to continue to live. So I know you have to be transparent. You have to be transparent in order to move into your purpose, to deliver your purpose, and to bring others into your purpose, because there are others that are supposed to be aligned with you.
Wait on you to get
and there are some that you put into alignment and they shouldn't be in alignment with you. So once you're transparent, baby, you already know to drop them off.
And it goes back to the release again. I think that release thing is really heavy, because even in this journey, I had to release some people that I thought were walking with me in this journey. And I had to be honest with myself and say, how have they? I come to them and they kind of, and we get so bogged by people, and we can become so isolated at times. And we have to remember that I'm not here just to be alone. I was sent here to bring people into their purpose too. But if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do,
right,
how can I help somebody else? If I'm not honest with myself, and not saying that people are perfect, I'm not perfect.
none of us are perfect now. Now we shoot for
but what I'm doing to myself is holding myself accountable. And like you said, and transparency, because one of the things that we started with when the move first started, it was about total transparency. You can't come to the move. If you're coming from me individually, you're coming under the individual program. I don't believe in you lying. So if you're going to lie to yourself, and it shows as much as you say that it doesn't, or like you said earlier, it doesn't come out, it becomes apparent. Conversations, because when we start to have real conversations and talk about real issues and then get down to the nitty gritty of it, I can tell that you lied to me. And I'm a good discerner. So for one,
come on.
If you're coming at me with something, I didn't discern it already, So those are the things that you have to think about. So yes, transparency, releasing, aligning. Yes, we have to be aligned in all seasons, every facet of our lives. And I absolutely love that. I just want to thank you for sharing that. I just want to kind of put it on to the people who are on with us. If you have any questions, I would like to take a couple of the questions that you want to, or anything that you want to share that you want me to share out loud. Please definitely type it in the comments again. Because if not, I want to wrap this up with LR giving us her final reflection and how can people connect with her. So if you're dropping while she's talking about that, you can definitely be dropping your thoughts or sharing in the comment section. Thank you to Natalie and Shay. I love y'all. Y'all already know what this is.
I love you too, Natalie and Shay. I can't see you, but you must be doing some amazing things on the other side.
They are typing away. Those fingers are getting it. They walk away from the beginning. They might have not seen the inception of the transition, but they know they'll get caught up soon. But I definitely, Natalie and them both, they're both the coaches in their own right.
I love it.
Empowerment. I love that for them. I would definitely be having Shay on to talk about how to deal with the grief of our lives. So those are something that is coming. We do have another roundtable coming on the 19th with Miss Amy. So definitely tune back in. We'll try to do one of these a month. But if no other thoughts, questions, or concerns, I'll let you close it out with giving us your final reflection and how can people get connected to you?
Yes. My final reflection is my tagline. Like I said, you already have what you need to succeed. As long as you remember that will move you into a place of alignment because you already have it. You just need somebody like me to pull it out of you. And the way you can do that is contact me. I'm LR Wilson, Empowerment Coach on social media, on Facebook, as well as Instagram. I am Coach LR Wilson. My phone number is 612-314-3401. I can be reached via email at the number 7wilsonlr@gmail.com. I'm on Messenger as LR Wilson. Just Google
LR Wilson and you'll find
it. Let me tell y'all one quick thing before she closes out. My granddiva was at school and they had to talk about famous people. She just turned 14 and she's like, well, my nana's famous. And they was like, no, she not. And then, baby, why they Google me and pulled up all my stuff? I said, you better Google me.
I love it. And the fact that she looks up to you in that mode says a lot about who you are, your character, that to her, you're famous to her. And she loves that for you. And I love that for you too. So, yes. So definitely tune in again, guys. We'll come back March 19th. We're rolling 2 this month because last month was a bit of a doozy, but we got it back together. And then going forward, we'll have one every month with a different coach. My whole goal plan as we're building the move, definitely follow us. A lot of things are coming very soon.
Yes.
So do follow a lot of shifts because I started just individually with the move. I have now grown it, or is growing to be something bigger than I expected. So I am going to do these personal conversations in corporations who need the most and where people can use the understanding. So follow. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. we are all over. So definitely follow us. And if you want to be connected, so that's one of the things I want to also plug out there too. For all the coaches that we have over the next few months, if you want to be connected or plugged in with these coaches, they are a part of our network, and we'll be more than happy to get you connected. If you missed her socials, those are something that you can catch on the back end as well. We'll make sure that we put those out there. But again, thanks so much for tuning in. Meet me here March 19th, where we'll go at this again from a different point of conversation, release it, align so that you can move right. And so I'm looking forward to it. As always, I love you. I'm so sorry. That's the night. I love each and every one of you. Until next time. Peace.